So men are saying no to helping women, and it's leaving them confused. Let's take a listen.
It's 2024, sis. We're not about to be crying over no mediocre man. Mediocre looking, mediocre acting, mediocre communication, mediocre bank account, mediocre. Like, not even, we're not doing it, sis. We're not doing it. If he ain't uplifting you, fulfilling you, filling you, bringing you joy, love, harmony, peace, if you ain't walking around,
It's funny that she said if he ain't feeling you, because that's what a lot of modern women want. That's what a lot of modern women are partaking in, being filled.
like, yeah, that's my, if you ain't walking around feeling good, you know what I mean? He gotta go. We ain't settling 2024. What you thought this was?
I don't know what I thought it was, but I thought it was building and being a part of something. These modern women place too, they sit up here and say that men always want to be pleasured. They think with the thing in between their legs, but that sounds really honestly and truly what you're doing. And it doesn't sound like it's just that thing, that that hot spot. It sounds like more than that. It sounds like every part of you, you want to be fulfilled at all times. You don't, and number one, number two, you don't want to have to work for it. You want a man to pay for that for you. You want a man to fund that. That's why you're talking about his bank account can't be mediocre, because you're planning on using his funds to level your life up. And what man would want to be a part of that? Knowing that you're coming in already looking for him to pay for things, already looking for him to give things to you and make you feel good. Anything and everything that makes you happy is all that it's about.
I'm one of those people where I don't care how broke I am. I will never want extra hours at a job. I will never cover for anyone. I really want to work as least as possible. Whenever boss.
But men don't have this option. So just keep that in mind. Men have to work regardless of if they're tired or not, because society depends on it.
Say, do you want extra hours, or like, do you want to work these days? Absolutely not. And I hate when they act like they're gifting it to me. Like, would you like more hours? That is like throw up to me. Absolutely. Like, I really would love less hours. I would rather be extremely broke with free time than
this is a joke. I know this is a joke.
Than rich and working all the time. I really hate working. Like, hate. I think I'd be better off as like a farmer, or honestly like a landscaper. I think that I like that better because it's actual work.
Well, you do know that farmers are some of the most. Farming is one of the most laborious jobs. They have to work. I mean, my God, if their crop, the things that they plant, doesn't work out, if they have a recall, like what's going on with eggs and stuff like that, bird flu or whatever it is, you have to work harder to get that stuff back. Oh man, that was everything that I had. I put it out and there was something that's wrong. So absolutely. And it takes time for those things to happen. It's not like you can just get on social media and throw something out there, just boom, 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 boom. Right. What you're doing right here is an easy job. Well, it's not super easy, but you have to grind. You have to grind in everything. You have to work hard in everything. But you just getting on and saying, okay, let me see if I can do this or do that. They have to wait, because that chicken or that animal has to have time to produce. And then they have to make sure that it's working and then send it out and hopefully get what they're looking for their labor. Y'all don't think about what y'all be saying.
I regret buying this house. That's what I've been thinking every single day for like the past 2 months. It has been hell, and I lost control, and I was just able to gain back control. There's nothing that sucks more than working so hard to achieve a goal like this, and to not even feel at home in my own house is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, I worked so hard for this house, and I've been homeless before, and I should be grateful, and I am, but with everything going on, it's kind of hard to, but I'm ready, and I have a mindset to completely take ownership of this house and move forward from here on out. I wanted to do everything at once, which was a big mistake. Every single house owner that I've spoken to just told me the same thing. It's a process, it's baby steps, and you're not going to get everything done in one day. Give yourself grace, just focus on the things you need to focus on, and the rest will fall into place.
Yeah, man. But once again, men hear this from modern women. Oh, if you have to pay a high price for it, if you have to work hard for it, then you're going to appreciate it more. But what you're telling me is what most modern women say. They don't want to work hard for it. They want it to come easy. They want a man to just be 6 foot, 6 figures, 6-pack, just show up on their doorstep. I don't want to have to go out the house. I don't want to have to develop my social skills. I don't want to have to cater to a man. I don't want to have to cater to his feelings as well as requesting that he cater to mine. I don't want to have to do that. I want everything to come to me easy. Now, I understand what you're saying about the housing and how it being super hard and difficult, but men have to deal. Now, imagine that. Imagine having a man having to deal with all that, plus you, plus the kids, plus the job outside of that, and having to manage all of that and make sure all of that works. And then when you get upset, having to cater to your feelings. I hope you understand now. So when you get in a relationship, if you decide to get into a relationship, I need to try to help support. I need to try to make this as easy as possible for him because he's doing a lot. You see how much it is to own a home, maintain a home, keep up a home. When you get a man that comes in and is, okay, I'm going to pay this, I'm going to do that, and all that other stuff, hopefully that will cut down on some of that nagging that you got going on.
I am so tired of living my life in survival mode because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year,
Good salary.
I still cannot keep up with the cost of living. I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. I am sacrificing my mental health, my time, and my energy to take care of people in their most vulnerable moments. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the time, they do not make it. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills. And for anyone who's thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have chose that job, somebody has to do it. And you know damn well, if your loved one was critically ill, you would want somebody to take care of them, right?
For sure.
Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
For sure. And once again, this is what men are saying. This is the point that men are making to you guys. It is hard out here. But when what you're looking for is some sort of understanding, some sort of sympathy, some sort of, I get it, and here's how I can help you out. Y'all say, if a man's not solving your problems, then what is he good for? But y'all continue to bring a man a problem over and over again and tell him to solve it while he's got to solve his own problems. And the man is telling you, hey, the price of a lot of stuff is going up. And what y'all do is say, okay, then get up out of my face. You know, if you can't meet my standard, then you don't need to be here. That's what y'all tell him. So if somebody were to come to you and basically say the same thing, well, I mean, you shouldn't have chose that job. Yeah, but you don't understand. Exactly. And now you understand how men feel when they say, well, you know, I'm trying to do the best that I can for you, but getting all of these things, I don't mind taking you over here and doing this for you, but all of these things on a regular basis right now, I can't do it. Well, you don't need to be dating it. Well, you don't need to be out here then. No, but what you're asking for is excessive. I don't mind doing nice things for you. And I don't mind being your friend. But if I got to pay over and over again, I got to pay a monthly subscription just to be your friend, then what is it worth? I'm buying your friendship. At that point in time, my money would be better spent elsewhere. And I know it sounds terrible, but that's essentially what it is. You always hang that stuff over my head. Oh, well, you haven't done this for me. You haven't done that for me. You haven't made me feel like this, and this, which is a normal part of an everyday relationship, right? But y'all not doing anything. When a man says, okay, well, my bad, I'll step it up. I have been feeling like this, and this. What are you going to do? I don't feel like you actually even care about me and you're actually even interested in me. Nothing, just a blank stare. Nothing. Oh, you want to make this about you. You need to learn to be a man. You're sassy. My dad always used to take care of my mom at any point in time, whatever she needed. No questions asked. Why can't you do that? Now you see, I hope this is a lesson to you to see that men are not playing around. So when y'all try to shame a man for wanting to go quote unquote 50-50, think about this now and how you're struggling to pay bills on an $80,000 salary. And when a man comes up on the same salary and says, okay, I'll take this portion, you take this portion, and actually want to be partners, then maybe that is actually a good deal and not settling for the bare minimum.
PSA, I am only dating hot guys. This is the Hawkeye era. I'm only going to date hot men from now on because, first of all, you date the uglies. They will humble you so quick because they got you.
This era is not going to work off rip because you're only looking for hotness is what it's going to end up being. And you're going to be frustrated because they're not paying attention to you because they don't have to, right? Not saying that you look bad. It's just they don't need to. Like they have women that look as good or better in their opinion.
You, and then they're like, dang, there must be something so good about me if I got this hot girl and I look like this. There must be something really amazing about me that like made me get her, so like let me treat her like crap and see what I can get away with. Ugly guys can treat you like crap, hot guys can treat you like crap, but at least when a hot guy treats you like crap, you're like, okay, at least you're hot. When the ugly guy treats you like crap, you're like, how dare you? So just date the hot ones, because honestly there is no difference between like a hot guy and an ugly guy and how they treat you. It just really depends on the guy, you know, his character, everything like that. So babe, get you a hot man. You deserve it.
That's a loser mentality. That's a bare minimum mentality is what that is. Y'all talk so much about the man giving the bare minimum and manifesting. You need to manifest a better attitude. You need to manifest a better state of mind, a more positive state of mind. Birds of a feather. You have that negative ideology, and that's what you're going to be attracting. Right now, I understand that people are going to come and they're going to kick the tires and be like, oh man, well, she looks good. Let me shoot my shot. Right? Come on, man, get out. You ain't my league. Come on, get out of my face. Right? I think we all get that. I think we all understand that. But it's on you to be in the mindset to say, okay, well, these guys weren't serious, but this fella, besides his attractiveness, I'm looking. So let me ask a question about, if you're on a dating site, let me ask a question about this, or let me ask a question about that. And I think over time, even if you're in real life, you'd have a thought process that I want to get to this goal. How do I do that? Okay, I need to ask this question. I need to ask that question. I need to get this answer. I need to figure out what this situation is like in order to start weeding out the people that are going to be wasting your time. But you don't want to do that. You just want to get done wrong by a man that looks good. And that's what you'll be happy with. And so when you take that back to your friends, they'll say the same thing and be in the same mindset as you, right? Well, at least he looked good. I mean, he was fine. I mean, you sure you couldn't have taken a little bit more from him? No, he was mistreating me. Well, yeah, I mean, but man, what was the mistreatment like? Because he looked really good. That's bare minimum thinking. That's a loser mentality. Y'all need to do better and start asking the right questions.
Y'all, I'm tired of working. Really am. One day out of this year, I just need to wake up to something good. Like, oh, you don't gotta work no more. You could pay off your debt. You could get a house, get a car. Tired of living this 9 to 5 and these people at the jobs being bullies, and I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of waking up every day and not feeling fulfilled. I'm sick of waking up every day on a routine, a schedule.
And what you mean by fulfilled is like not having the ability to express yourself outside of work. You don't have time to express yourself. You don't have an avenue to express yourself because you're always working. You're always working to survive. But this is what they've asked for in the strong, independent woman lifestyle. You're not going to receive any help. Not because people don't want to help you. It's because you've been taught to do it by yourself. This is how the lifestyle works. Literally, you're supposed to be strong and independent. So that's what you're going to run into. You're going to have to work all the time. It's going to be hard. You're going to be tired. You have until you make it to where they say you're supposed to make it to, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of years working, a lot of grinding. There's not a lot of people with quote unquote overnight success.
And I'm not even doing nothing with my life but working. I can't even be on TikTok or nothing because I'm always working.
Always working.
I can't become an influencer or give back to my YouTube or do any think because I'm
Always
always working.
Yep.
Then these jobs don't even appreciate you for even coming in to work.
Nope.
You get there and they all got attitudes. You're getting other people negative energy. People don't know how to wake up on the right side of the bed. They're always waking up on the wrong side. Then they got an attitude with you. Then I'm just like, I'm just here for the check. I'm not here for your attitudes. I'm not here for the rude customers. Like, working.
Yeah.
America and they working stupid ass jobs. I hate it here. Hate it here. Like, is this the American dream? Because I'm not dreaming. This is a nightmare.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, that's what you're going to run into when you're on your own, trying to do it by yourself, trying to be independent. It's going to be extremely tough. It's going to be tough if you have a group of people, because that's a different set of problems that you have to manage. But when you're doing it by yourself, sure, you have more control over your schedule. You can go exactly to the T with what you want to do, how you want to run it. But when you want to run by it with somebody, or you want to have somebody else shoulder the load, it's not going to be there. And they knew that before they started pushing this agenda on you. But you also have a choice to accept it. And a lot of modern women have accepted it. And so this is the life. We've been bamboozled. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Because there's plenty of women in your life. There's plenty of people that you've seen. If y'all say y'all are as observant and you notice things, you notice when a man is cheating and when he's acting differently, then you can take that same level of critical thought and observation and put it towards different situations in your life. Well, I was too young to know. I didn't know. Okay, well, now you're 21. Now you're a grown woman. You can start working on it then. Okay, you're 25. You can start working on it then. Well, I wanted to party. Yeah, you're past that now. You're 25. At some point in time, you can say, I'm not going to do what mama did. I'm not going to do what daddy did. I'm going to go this direction, for better or for worse. That's your choice. Stop blaming other people for the things that you decided to do, that you wanted to do, for the things that you subscribe to. That's what modern women keep on doing. If a man does other things and goes a different direction, well, he was a problem. He was to blame. If you decide to get up and leave the man, he is a problem. He's to blame. If you walk off your job, job's the problem. It's job to blame. If they fire you, they're the problem. They're to blame. It don't matter what it is. Modern women rarely ever take accountability for their decisions, for the things that they decide. If something good happens, then it's all them. They did it. They masterminded. They were a genius. They were the one who came up with the idea. But should it be something that happened to them, they had no control over it. They hate it. Just like this young lady right here. I hate it. I don't got no control over it. All right. So you didn't choose your own life. You didn't choose to do that. Okay. I got it. Listen, men ain't gonna be able to help you. Y'all confused about why men ain't helping. Y'all don't want no help. And this is what wanting no help gets you. The very same situation.
For all my single friends over 50 looking for companionship, I've got a new one for you. I have a friend that's been with this guy for like almost 6 months. She's over 50. So is he.
Okay.
They're talking about going to relationship therapy. I mean, I have to Google it. I'm not going.
Interesting.
I'm not. If I'm in a relationship and it's going to take that much work to have a companion in my life, maybe it's just me, but I'm not doing it. At 57 years old, if my companion isn't fun and we don't laugh and it has to be work to be together,
Excuse me?
I just as soon be alone.
I see what you're saying. Like, I think I see where you're coming from. So you shouldn't be getting into fights about every little thing. And her position is, if it gets to the level of us having to go to a relationship expert, then I don't need to be there. But I feel like that's an errant way to think about things, because sometimes you just come from such a different background that you're saying one thing and they're saying another thing, and you just can't seem to get on the same page about, okay, our core values, got it, but we can't seem to understand each other in a specific part of communication. So that's why you would hire an expert. Like, say, for instance, you might have a budget, a financial budget, but you just can't seem to track down everything. That's why it might be good to hire a financial advisor or consultant, or somebody in that does taxes or something like that, an accountant or something like that, because they can look at it from a different lens that's objective. It's not biased, right? And they can say, okay, I see where you did all the work over here, but you might need to look at this a little bit over here. And they can give you a pretty good assessment, and you can kind of get back on your way. It's like, okay, I was right over here. Okay, now I need to get back on track over there, right? So that might be what a relationship expert or a therapist might be able to do for you. Like I said, I see where you're coming from, but I would say don't be so closed-minded.
My Gen X single ladies, I just turned 53 and was in Europe. I've been single for years. I can't get arrested in the United States. I haven't had a date and I can't even tell you how long.
Can't get
it's
arrested.
just weird how we're obsessed with age. And at 53, it's like I'm invisible. Not in Europe. Whatever you do, if you are a single woman over the age of 50, get your butts to Europe. Go anywhere in Europe. I was in Copenhagen. I was in Paris. I was in Milan, Italy. Oh my God. I mean, I felt alive again. Men were gentlemen. They were looking, they were saying, they were flirting.
Well, stay there. Get your visa or whatever you need to do and stay over there. Go where you're wanted. You know what? They make so much fun of passport bros, and I do think that those men should be careful. And ultimately, it's your choice to do whatever you want to do. But y'all make fun of men for going overseas and getting the attention that they're looking for. But then you go overseas and you do the same thing, right? I can't get arrested in America. Well, maybe the American men have caught on to your little Ponzi scheme and they don't want no more of you.
Flirting, their flirt game is solid. I felt like I was in my 20s again. It was amazing. They just don't have an issue with age over there. They love older women. They respect older women. Older women are to them. It's so different here. It's like we're invisible over a certain age. Not over there. Not to mention they dress better, they smell better, and they're way more cultured. And accents. It was the ultimate ego boost vacation.
Then what are you still doing over here? I mean, God dog, if they're that great, how about you marry one of them and move them over here with you? How about you sponsor them? Oh, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. You dare not do that, because a man's got to be the provider. Well, they live under a different set of rules than what they do here. And like I said, the American men already know what's up. See, you just went on vacation and they didn't talk to you for maybe 2 or 3 minutes while you were walking out the coffee shop. You passed them by, they thought you looked cute. Oh, you look pretty. And they said it in a nice accent that you loved. But they ain't been seeing you at work, at the gym, at church, and how your attitude can slip out and you can have a little problem and get a little nasty with men. They hadn't seen that part. They probably ain't even seen your little TikTok trashing American men. Huh? Well, if she trashing them, what's she gonna do to me? They ain't seen that part. You leaving that part out.
I've adopted a one strike, you're out rule dating in my 50s. And I'm going to spill the tea on a situation I found myself in while dating a man that made me adopt this rule. Peanut Gallery, roast me away in the comments. Nothing you can say can hurt my feelings because I've already roasted myself over this. The one strike you're out rule means the person that you're seeing can never take another swing at your dignity again. I've been dating a man for quite a while. Plus, we'd known each other for a really long time before we started dating. I trusted him. We hadn't.
Now, before you get too far into this story, does that apply to you as well? Because you're talking about taking men's dignity, but we know signs, shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right are a thing because modern women be trying to take the dignity of men. So I just want to know, does that apply to you?
labeled the relationship yet as exclusive, but we did have a discussion where I asked him and he asked me very specifically, are you seeing anybody else?
All right.
And we both said, no, we were not seeing anybody else. Well, it wasn't long after that discussion that he asked me one night to drop off some paperwork at his house. I happened to have that paperwork in my car and I'd gone out to dinner with my son. So after we wrapped up dinner on the Sunday night, I gave my guy a call. My call went to voicemail twice. I didn't think anything of it. I'll just slide by his house and stick this paperwork in his mailbox. As I pulled around the corner, under the glow of a fall moon, I could see two individuals embracing passionately on his driveway in a very involved kiss that told me that was not his sister. I was crushed. I left. I did not say anything. I did not make a scene. He didn't even know I was driving by. And I went home. And we spoke about it not long after. And here's what he told me. Well, she knows about you. And my response to him was, but you never told me about her. I allowed that man to take another swing at my dignity. He drew me back into the relationship. After something like that, it never improves. It only continues to go downhill.
But how though? Like if you saw that, what's the explanation that you need? You know, I'm not saying that he's right, but what else do you need to hear from him if he's kissing on somebody else? That's what I don't get. So this video wouldn't have even been necessary had you not stepped back. It sounds like you stepped back into the relationship after you caught him kissing somebody else. So at that point in time, he didn't really take a swing at your dignity. You did that, right? This is not a lesson that needs to go out. This is just you needing to leave a relationship and let that be that. I don't understand why you went back into it after knowing like he was doing that.
The one strike you're out rule for dating. Don't allow somebody to steal your dignity twice.
But it doesn't need to be one strike. You caught him kissing somebody. That's the strike. It doesn't even need to be a rule. Like that's what anybody would do. Like if they saw that, if they caught that, okay. You obviously don't want to be with me. You're out. But this is what I mean. You're going to the extreme. You're trying to take that situation, which is when everybody will be like, yeah, man, yeah, he's a jerk. Get him out of there. And then apply it to every single thing. And let me tell you something. You know what? You probably already know. You're going to get yourself into trouble with this little cut. This is what most modern women do. I'm just going to cut him off. If he gives me one ick and the ick end up being like he likes gummy worms. But if that's where you want to live your life, go ahead.
Where are my 50-something out here in the dating world? Story time. Me and guy number 2 talked on the phone. We texted throughout the day like two mature adults. Set up a tentative time to meet up tonight. I get to the little spot at a local little whiskey cigar bar, and I was like, hey, I'm here. Where are you? Crickets. So about 10 minutes later of me sitting in the car, he calls, and he was like, hey. I was like, hey, like, are you inside? Like, are you on your way? Because I'm here, waiting for you.
All right.
And he was like, well, I'm at home. I haven't even taken a shower yet. I didn't know that we had planned on a specific time. Really? 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 Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Because I read back through the text and it was very specific. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so needless to say, I got stood up tonight. But that is okay because my whole motto through this whole dating process is rejection is God's protection.
I honestly think this video is just for her to kind of vent about how she's upset that she went on a date, got ready and all that stuff. And then this is what happened, which we know a lot of men complain about the same thing on their side. A woman comes expecting everything and you have to do everything, but they don't want to put anything into the relationship, right? So this is what it looks like from your side. I wouldn't condone him standing you up. I think he should have mentioned to you, hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it for whatever reason, and not lying and saying, when there are text messages saying, well, I didn't know it was supposed to be today. Maybe he forgot, right? Maybe he did. I don't know. But if he forgot, he would want to, or he should say, is there any way that you'd ever forgive me and consider possibly letting me make it up to you on this day at this time? We can go to the same place, or we can go over here to whatever other spot I want to take you to, right? And then that would be your decision. But the other thing I would say is this is what it looks like in the dating market. All right. And you guys are thinking that you can continue to wait over and over again and hold out. The more money you get, the more advanced you get in your career. I'm just going to weed these type of men out. And that it effectively, essentially what you're trying to do is create a workaround for problems that you're already going to have to come in contact with anyway. Well, if I go to school, not even talking to men or conversing with men, by the way, if I go to school, if I get this job, that's just going to naturally weed out the guys that I don't want, because just a certain level of men come here, right? No, you're still going to have to do your due diligence, and you're still going to have to ask questions and run across these men every so often. That's just how it is, right? So at the end of the day, even though these things happen and you get burned a couple times, it's still going to be on you in order to ask the question after this experience and say, okay, how do I avoid running into this again? And ask them a question that if they say this, I know it's not likely that they're going to come. Or if they say that, I need to confirm if they're going to be here. That instead of just mindlessly, oh, you said it, let's be here. You don't know them, they don't know you. You need to communicate effectively, more effectively, and make sure you need to over communicate when you're first getting to know somebody.